the power of the divine feminine energy is very much ingrained into the Tantra yogic tradition. Tantra, another major area to demystify, especially in the Western Hemisphere. I have talked about that in my program, but in other video as well. Tantra is not acrobatic sex. It could not be further from the truth. What many have done in the Western Hemisphere with Tantra is deplorable. Consciously or unconsciously, it doesn't matter, but Tantra needs to be demystified. And the reason why now that we talk about the divine feminine energy of Mahashakti, what we say in part 1, in the previous video on the power of divine feminine energy, is Tantra is a science, is one of the branch of the yogic tradition, and is one that I have been on for many lifetimes. It's the path of ecstasy. And there's part of it is very bhakti. It's path of bhakti too, because there's an element of bhakti. But bhakti means love and devotion. So that's all what it means. It's not a religion again. It's not a doctrine. It's not a dogma or a religion, a cult. It's a science. And it's been proven for thousands and thousands of years by yogi, yogini, Maharishi. You can even prove it yourself. Because as science, you can practice it and you will see the fruit of it. So Tantra, the path of ecstasy, it really is. What is it if it's not sex like the way it has been depicted? Well, Tantra is using a concoction of elements that are the most natural, which first one is energy, the most viable, the most important. Energy, prana, Shakti, using your imagination in a most vivid way, the power of the thoughts, the imagination when it's very focused with a mind that is sharp with clarity, it's combined with energy, is very powerful in manifesting and creating. And the yogi and the Maharishi knew that. And then using certain element of nature, such as food, like when you do a puja, a ritual, when you offer back to a deity, a divine mother, or whatever deity. We'll talk about deity. Again, this is not a religion. You'll understand. Just be here. Offering fruit, everything that the divine gave us, we offer it back with devotion, loving devotion, with complete abandonment of oneself, with deep reverence. Flowers, incense, chandanam, which is sandalwood, rose petal, and rose water, sesame, black sesame, and coconut, shripalam, all beautiful offering that the divine bring to us every day. So it's a concoction of many things. Imagination, energy, and element. The elements such as water, earth, all of the 5 elements, and it is with the power of the sound, of vibration, with mantra. So Tantra is a very mystical, mysterious path, and has an element, like I say, of love, devotion. And this is where the divine feminine energy of Shakti is the most prominent. And I wanted to bring the subject so we demystify truly what it is. There is, in a certain tradition, there might be a little element of love making, but it's done in a subtle way. It's just one small element where one couple might be transmuting the energy, but it's not tantric sex crazy where they're using it as a vehicle to have orgasm. No, not at all. If it's been used in Tantra, it's used as a transmutation of energy, and it is not a major element. But the true Tantra, and using fire, like I was saying, the element is using the 5 elements, using energy, using the power of the sound of vibration, the power of the 5 elements, the power of the energy of your thoughts, of your imagination. I had been on that path for many lifetimes, and I can tell you, and I see in India, I mean, worshipping, there's in a way a worshipping of deity. Now let's talk about deity, because that's another misunderstanding, another huge misconception and misinterpretation. What is a deity? In the tantric path, deity are being created, and we yogi and yoginis and maharishi, we're very well aware that this is not the ultimate, absolute, supreme creator, the source, the Godhead, what we call God in one simple words. We know that. Those personification of higher intelligence to serve a certain purpose of an intelligence in a subtle dimension, it has been used for thousands and thousands of years. And they're just called deity, or you could call them god or goddesses. And again, many have reduced it down to call it polytheism, and it's not, because we all very, very well know that ultimately there's only one creator. You see the difference? This is the demystification, is that we don't see it, that it is the ultimate reality. It's just a tool. It's just a vehicle, because in the yogic tradition, especially in Tantra, you can really work with the divine feminine energy. When you develop spiritual power, siddhi, but that's not the goal, and don't make it a goal at all, because they will become an obstacle. So those deity always serve your highest good. That element of bhakti, they're a tool, and they work on a subtle level, a dimension, an intelligence. So it's literally working with energy. Those deity become deity. They become a personification, and they serve a higher purpose. So Tantra is really the path of ecstasy, because it's fast. You can attain is not even the word, because there is nothing to attain, to awaken, to realize your true divine nature, your true Satchit Ananda. Because in my experience, devotion, loving devotion, is the fastest way. Combined with Kriya, yoga, we have talked about that, and mindful practices, unfoldment of your being will happen very fast. So if you haven't watched part 1 of this series, The Power of Divine Feminine Energy, I highly recommend you watch that first, and then you can watch this one on Tantra. So Tantra, again, we talked about, is Kundalini Shakti. This is where there is the full ascension from the activation of Kundalini, who is at the root base of your Muladhara, And as you're doing sadhana, as you are unfolding like a beautiful lotus, it's a process. It's not a big bang, even though you might have a little bang there and there, but then there is an unfoldment. And then the energy peers through and meet Shiva in the Swasara, in the true divine harmonic marriage, the sacred marriage. That's why Devi Ma always say, the true supreme lover is within. And this is where I refer to the blue pearl, which I talk in my book, which I talk in depth also in my program. Because the blue pearl is right within our being, and that is the supreme lover. It contains the entire cosmos, all the deity, everything. And I tell the story when I saw the blue pearl for the first time, and how I held it with my eyes open, and still today. Don't seek those things. If it happened, beautiful. It comes, it goes, you don't pay attention. I won't go into the whole story because it's a long story and you can read about it or in the program. But the only reason that I mentioned that is that so you know that in Tantra, when you go to the kundalini ascension and you're experiencing spontaneous kriya, which generally speaking, there's many kind, and there's other video on that subject, different form, different kind, that within you being, the whole cosmos is there. We are, within our own being, we are a macroscopic of the macroscopic of the universe. So everything that is in the universe of what we discussed in part 1 of the divine, the power of the divine feminine energy of Shiva Shakti, those two principles, when they married each other, of pure consciousness and manifestation of divine energy, primordial creative force energy. When they merge, there is creation. It animates this cosmos. It's the same within our own physical body and our own subtle body. So, to resume in Tantra, the whole process of awakening, of experiencing your divine presence and radiating the light from within, and to heal and being empowering yourself and transform and master your destiny is really the whole journey. Sum up is from the Muladhara to the Swasara. That harmonic marriage of sacred divine love of your supreme lover. So you see, beloved, Tantra is a very beautiful, powerful path of ecstasy. Not for everyone, but if you have an element of love within you, we all do, but if you're more inclined for some devotion and you love the path of love, the pure Tantra is combined, like Devi Ma, my experience, like I said, I would say combine them together with the Kriya Yoga, like such Siddha Satchit Ananda Kriya meditation, and the mindful practices is like the blossoming happen, the Divine Mother Speedway. So together, let's raise consciousness. Let's bring back the divine feminine energy on our planet for the sake of our children and the animal and and our own planet. And if you haven't watched part 1 of this video, I encourage you, watch it, because you will understand more in depth about what is the divine feminine energy and how all the different very important aspects we have demystified here about the Divine Mother. And write your comment and share with your friends, and subscribe to our new video, our new channel, Devi Mayi Ma.